Welcome back to the deep dive, where we take your sources and really dive deep into them.
Mm-hmm.
Today, we're stepping back in time to the 16th century
Okay.
to explore the world of John Dee,
All right.
a figure who, well,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of straddled the line between science and magic and philosophy.
Yeah. Interesting guy.
And you've provided us with a fascinating starting point, excerpts from Dee's 1558 work, Propedeumata Aphoristica.
Okay.
It's a collection of 120 aphorisms.
Aphorisms.
Kind of like Dee's personal Twitter feed,
Uh-huh.
but instead of 280 characters,
Right.
he's giving us glimpses into the workings of the universe as he saw it.
I like that Twitter feed.
We've got astronomy, natural magic, even a touch of astrology.
Wow.
It's dense, it's complex,
Yeah.
but with our expert here to guide us, I think we can unlock some serious aha moments.
I hope so.
Ready to get started.
Absolutely. Let's dive in.
Okay.
One of the things that makes Dee so fascinating is that he wasn't just trying to describe the universe.
Uh-huh.
He was trying to understand how we as humans fit into it and how we might even influence it.
Okay, so he wasn't just stargazing. He was looking for a user's manual to the cosmos.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
I like it. But where does he even begin?
Yeah.
This book is packed with ideas.
Well, he starts by laying a foundation, and it might surprise you.
Okay.
He begins with God.
Right?
In Aphorism 26, he writes, "All things are from God, through God, to God."
So he's acknowledging a divine creator,
Yeah.
a higher power behind everything.
Exactly.
Oh,
But here's where it gets interesting.
uh,
Dee doesn't stop there.
uh-huh.
He goes on to say that while God is the ultimate creator,
Okay.
humans, through art and science, can manipulate what already exists.
Mhm.
He compares it to the difference between a builder who can construct a house
Okay.
and a painter who can decorate it.
So we're not just passive observers in Dee's universe.
Right.
We have a role to play, even if we're working within the framework that God created.
Exactly. And this idea of human agency
Yeah.
is going to be a key theme as we delve deeper into his work. Now, to understand how we can influence the world around us,
Mm-hmm.
Dee believed we need to understand the forces that govern it.
Okay.
And for him, that meant understanding the stars.
This is where the astrology comes in. Like our destinies are written in the stars.
Not exactly. Dee wasn't about fortune-telling.
okay.
He was looking for a deeper understanding of the universe's mechanics.
Oh.
He believed everything is interconnected and that celestial bodies, especially the sun and moon,
Right.
exert a powerful influence on Earth.
Okay, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
The sun gives us light and warmth. The moon controls the tides. Pretty basic stuff.
Right.
But how did Dee see this connection working on a more magical level?
He believed that everything in the universe emits rays,
Okay.
both visible and invisible,
Mm-hmm.
that impact everything else.
Okay.
He even said there's a way to measure the influence of starlight on Earth,
Really?
that it depends on a star's size,
Wow.
how much of its surface is facing us, and its distance.
Wait, hold on. He's talking about measuring the effect of something as tiny and distant as a star. How could he even begin to quantify that in the 16th century?
This is where Dee's thinking gets really intriguing.
Yeah.
He doesn't go into detail about the mechanics of this measurement,
Okay.
but he clearly believed it was possible.
Hmm.
Remember, this is a time when the telescope was just being invented.
Right.
Dee was pushing the boundaries of what was knowable.
So he's kind of laying the groundwork for a scientific understanding of the universe.
Yeah.
While still holding on to this more mystical view of celestial influence.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating blend of old and new ways of thinking.
Absolutely. And that's what makes Dee so relevant even today.
Yeah.
He was wrestling with questions that we're still trying to answer. How much control do we have over our lives? What are the limits of human knowledge? And how do we make sense of the universe's hidden forces?
Okay, I'm hooked. Tell me more about these rays Dee was talking about. What exactly did he think they were doing?
Dee believed these rays weren't just some abstract concept. He saw them as real physical forces that constantly bombard Earth.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Mm-hmm.
You step outside on a sunny day and you can feel the warmth of the sun on your skin.
Right.
That's the power of its rays.
Yeah.
But Dee believed there were other rays invisible to us that were also at work,
Okay.
influencing everything from the tides to the growth of plants to even human behavior.
Okay, so it's not just about the light we can see. There's a whole hidden world of energy and influence that we're normally oblivious to.
Exactly. And Dee saw this as a key to unlocking the secrets of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
If we could understand these hidden forces, we could potentially harness them use them to our advantage.
This sounds a lot like what we now call energy.
Right.
Electromagnetic waves, radiation, things we can't see, but that have a real impact on the world.
Right.
It's like Dee was tapping into something that science is only now beginning to fully understand.
It's remarkable how much his ideas prefigure modern scientific concepts. Now, Dee was particularly interested in the idea that these rays could be reflected and modified.
Okay.
He used the example of starlight,
Mhm.
saying that it can reach us directly from the stars,
Yeah.
but it can also be bounced off other objects, clouds, water, even the atmosphere itself.
So like a mirror reflecting light, but on a cosmic scale. These reflections could change the intensity or even the nature of the starlight's influence.
Precisely. He argued that we shouldn't just focus on the direct rays coming from celestial bodies.
Right.
We also need to pay attention to how those rays interact with the environment, how they're transformed and redirected.
This is getting complex. So we've got these visible and invisible rays, direct and reflected, all interacting with each other. It's like a giant cosmic web of energy.
And Dee believed that humans, through observation and experimentation, could learn to navigate that web, understand its patterns, and even influence its flow.
So this is where the magic comes in. He's talking about harnessing these hidden forces to affect the world around us.
Yeah.
It's like a kind of cosmic engineering.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Dee was a firm believer in what he called natural magic,
Okay.
but it's important to understand that he wasn't talking about the kind of magic you see in fairy tales.
Right.
He wasn't interested in conjuring demons or casting spells.
So what kind of magic was he talking about?
For Dee, natural magic was about understanding the hidden forces of nature and using that knowledge to produce practical results. It was about aligning oneself with the natural order of the universe and working in harmony with its principles.
Okay, so it's less about supernatural powers and more about a deep understanding of natural laws.
Right?
It's like a scientist who figures out how to use electricity to power a machine.
Exactly. Dee believed that everything in the universe operated according to specific rules, and that by understanding those rules, we could unlock incredible potential.
Okay.
Now, one of the keys to this understanding, according to Dee, was the concept of insensible rays.
We touched on this earlier. These are the invisible rays that he compared to the human soul, right?
Yeah.
What exactly did he think these insensible rays were, and how did they work?
This is where Dee's thinking gets really intriguing and admittedly a bit challenging to grasp.
Okay.
He doesn't go into great detail about the nature of insensible rays, but he suggests that they're a more subtle and refined form of energy than the visible rays of light.
Okay.
He believed they emanated from all celestial bodies, including planets, and that they had a profound influence on human behavior, emotions, and even the course of history.
So it's like there's this whole other dimension of influence that's operating beyond our senses.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's talking about a kind of cosmic consciousness or intelligence that permeates everything.
It's a fascinating idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it speaks to Dee's belief that the universe is far more complex and interconnected than we typically perceive. He saw the world as a living, breathing entity animated by invisible forces that are constantly interacting and influencing each other.
And he believed that by understanding these forces, by tapping into this hidden network of energy, we could potentially achieve incredible things.
Exactly. For Dee, natural philosophy wasn't just about observing the universe. It was about understanding its underlying principles and then using that knowledge to actively participate in its unfolding. He believed we had the power to shape our own destiny, to influence the world around us, and to align ourselves with the greater cosmic order.
This is heavy stuff. And we haven't even touched on his ideas about the moon and planetary motion yet.
Right.
There's so much more to explore.
Dee's work is like a vast ocean, and we've only just dipped our toes in the water.
Well, let's dive in deeper then. Tell me more about what Dee had to say about the moon and its connection to moisture.
Yeah.
It seems like he saw something more there than just the tides.
Dee saw the moon as much more than just a celestial body, governing the tides. For him, it was a key player in the grand scheme of life itself, deeply intertwined with moisture, and by extension, all living things.
Okay, so we all know the moon affects the oceans, but Dee is saying its influence goes way beyond that.
Think about it.
Okay.
Moisture is fundamental to life. Plants need it to grow. Animals need it to survive.
Right.
And even the weather patterns we experience are driven by the movement of moisture in the atmosphere.
Okay.
Dee believed the moon's cycles weren't just affecting the oceans. They were regulating the very essence of what makes life possible on Earth.
So for D, the moon wasn't just up there in the sky, it was intimately connected to everything here on Earth.
Exactly. He saw the moon as a kind of cosmic gardener,
Okay.
tending to the Earth's moisture levels, ensuring the delicate balance necessary for life to thrive.
Right.
He even went so far as to suggest that understanding the moon's cycles was crucial for things like agriculture and medicine.
That's interesting. So for D, astronomy wasn't just about gazing at the stars, it was about practical knowledge that could be applied to everyday life.
Precisely. He saw the universe as a vast interconnected system where everything influenced everything else. And understanding those connections, he believed, was the key to unlocking all sorts of hidden potential.
This reminds me of something we talked about earlier, the concept of insensible rays.
Yeah.
Could those be playing a role here too? I mean, if the moon's influence goes beyond just gravity, maybe it's also sending out these invisible rays that affect us on a deeper level.
That's a very astute observation. Dee didn't explicitly connect those two concepts,
Okay.
but it's certainly an intriguing possibility. If these insensible rays are as real and pervasive as he believed, it makes sense that they would be involved in something as fundamental as the moon's influence on moisture and life.
This is really making me rethink my whole view of the universe. It's not just a collection of separate objects. It's this dynamic web of energy and influence, and we're all part of it.
And that's the beauty of Dee's work. It challenges us to look beyond the surface of things, to see the connections and patterns that weave together the fabric of reality.
Okay, let's shift gears for a moment and talk about planetary motion, particularly retrograde motion. Dee seemed pretty fascinated by this idea of planets seemingly moving backward in the sky. What was it about this phenomenon that intrigued him so much?
Dee was deeply interested in the idea of a divinely ordered universe, a cosmos governed by harmony and predictable patterns. But retrograde motion seemed to throw a wrench into that idea. It was a cosmic anomaly, a moment where the planets appeared to defy the established order.
So it was like the universe was glitching.
In a way, yes. And Dee believed these glitches weren't random occurrences.
Okay.
He saw them as significant events that could have a tangible impact on earthly affairs.
Wait, so he's saying that when a planet goes retrograde, things get weird down here, like Mercury retrograde causing communication breakdowns.
Well, Dee wouldn't have used those terms specifically, but the basic idea is similar. He saw retrograde motion as a disruption of the usual celestial harmony, a period where the normal flow of energy and influence was altered.
Right.
And that could manifest in all sorts of unexpected ways on Earth.
Okay, this is really making me think. So for Dee, astronomy wasn't just about mapping the stars. It was about understanding how those movements, those cosmic dances, were influencing our lives.
Exactly. He believed the universe was constantly communicating with us, sending us messages through the movements of the planets and stars. And if we could learn to read those messages, we could gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our place in the cosmos.
This has been an incredible journey.
It has.
Dee's work is challenging, thought-provoking, and at times even a bit mind-blowing.
It's a reminder that there's always more to learn, more to discover beneath the surface of things.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener? Dee's work might seem like ancient history, but his ideas about the interconnectedness of the universe, the power of unseen forces, and the human potential to understand and influence those forces are as relevant today as they were in the 16th century.
Dee's aphorisms invite us to cultivate a sense of curiosity, to question our assumptions, and to approach the world with a sense of wonder. They remind us that the universe is full of mysteries and that the journey of discovery is a lifelong pursuit.
So keep exploring, keep asking questions, and never lose your sense of awe at the incredible complexity and beauty of the cosmos. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.